Alright, we're going into Unit 5 today, Lesson 1, A Schoolgirl's Diary. I am Malala, and we're focusing on KA2, which is I can cite several relevant pieces of textual evidence to support an in-depth analysis of what the text says explicitly and elaborate on inferences drawn from the text. We're going to focus in, though, with our learning target, which says I can cite several relevant pieces of textual evidence to support my claim. Any words in there that you guys are unfamiliar with? We're talking about those a lot. But citing evidence, relevant pieces, relevant, you know, is something that makes sense, something that's important, not just an insignificant piece of evidence. And you know what evidence is and your claim. Yes, thumbs up or thumbs down? Okay. All right, let's move on. So before we get started, I'm gonna ask you a question. What keeps people from giving up? That's kind of like our overall question for Unit 5. It's gonna be on what keeps people from giving up, how to keep people keep pushing when you're going through something hard. So what keeps people from giving up? I want you to turn and talk to each other before you talk to me. What are some ways that people work not to give up? And what does it look like if someone is not giving up? So what are some things they can do to make sure they don't give up, like some tactics or things they can do for themselves? And then what does it look like when somebody doesn't give up? Reflect and think about like your own family, okay? Turn and talk for a second, or for a minute, and then we'll talk about it.
On stuff that can be hard for you to do.
Yeah.
None of them.
Oh, that's a great example. But then you just don't do it. Then you end up and never able to buy a house or whatever they want to do. So are you comfortable with sharing that? Yeah, that's a great example. So definitely share that. Are you ready? Let's chit chat about it. I got some good examples. Okay, who wants to talk to me first? Go ahead, Julian, tell me. You next.
Because, like, you know how, like, someone gets bullied?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they get bullied and so they try to help you, but you say no. And how, that's confident. Like, you're punished from giving you up, from asking to help.
That is confident, so they kind of able to push through and handle the problems themselves without giving up.
Yes.
Great example. Go ahead, Jacob.
I feel like once you help somebody stop, like, not give up when they're doing your task, it's like thinking about your goals and not giving up, and just a feeling when you complete a task and you remember the goals you had, it was hard, then I feel like that will keep somebody going. And the example that I have is when I was little, I had to keep moving a lot because my parents had to keep renting houses, right? And then so they had to save up for like 5 years to get an actual house that they owned.
But they did that, right? So that's like an actual example that mirrors the text when you see when we're reading Malala didn't give up, or your parents didn't give up either. So it's a real world example. Kind of makes the story relate to you guys' life. Anybody else familiar with a story like that? You have to share it. But you know somebody in your family who did not give up, they pushed on, kept on moving to the next step to get to whatever goal they wanted to get to, or to purchase whatever they wanted, or whatever it was. It might have been something for you. Yeah? Me too. That's perfect. Okay, so that sets the tone for the story that we're gonna be reading. Malala did not give up. Malala went through a lot of things, a lot of hard things, but she didn't give up. She just kept pushing. All right, so we talked about our learning target. Our learning target is always displayed here, so you always see it, and it will be on our PowerPoint as well. We talked about that, and you understand all the words. Let's talk about vocabulary. So some of the vocabulary that I want to highlight or bring out to you guys before we get started with this lesson.
I need a timeout.
Sure, come on in.
If you can just sort of sit and just work over there.
Come here, Dora. You got something to work on? Alright, so, what was I saying? Vocabulary. Let's talk about vocabulary words before we kind of go into reading the story and get into the unit. I put some here for you. The first one is debated, edit, defy, pseudonym, and anonymous. So, debated, the definition for debated is discussing opportunity points or ideas. I think I posted it up there for you guys too, but I think on this next slide. There you go. It's kind of small, so let me read it for you. Discussing opposing points or ideas, that's debated, so it's like a debate. So some schools have debate teams, some don't think we do. But even if we had a debate in here, remember how we talked about wild animals aren't pets or should be pets? You had to choose your side. We could have did a debate on that. So on this side of the classroom, we would have had kids who think they should not be pets. On this side, we have kids who think they should be, and then y'all are debating back and forth. You're throwing out valid and relevant points on why they should or should not be. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Edit, it says a command or pronouncement enforced as law. It's a law. Something that's important. Something that is put out there that you have to follow. Follow me? Okay. Defy says to oppose or refuse to cooperate with that person. Y'all know what defy is, right? You ever heard of don't say don't be defiant? Don't be defiant? You haven't heard that yet? Good. Don't be defiant, man. Just don't defy. Don't do what I ask you not to do. Don't go against the grain. That makes sense? All right, pseudonym, it says a fictitious name, particularly a nickname. A lot of us have nicknames, so we know what a nickname is. Nickname can also be a pseudonym. Anonymous is someone who has an undisclosed location or unknown name. I have examples up here for you guys as well. I'll print them for you though, you don't have to write them, okay? Do you guys understand which one, every one of those words mean? I have them here for you as a reminder. You know, I'll move them over here in the window, but they'll always be up as a reminder. And I'll print these because they have the examples on there as well. Okay? We've done that. We made the connection. We talked about our family members. We talked about a couple of family members who pushed on doing things. So let's see. Alright, so I've given you a copy of the text. So everybody should have one of these. This is the text Malala. I'm gonna go through it. I'm gonna read the first paragraph to the fifth paragraph. We're gonna talk about it a little bit, okay? Follow along with me. Before I go to paragraph 1, let's talk about background. Background is at the top. It says, in 2007, an extreme militant group took control of an area in Pakistan. This is where Malala lived. A group banned girls from attending school. They publicly supported girls' education, and in October 2012, Malala was attacked. Her family moved to England, where she continued to advocate for girls' rights. And in 2014, she became the youngest recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. This selection from Young Readers edition of her memoir, I Am Malala, published in 2014. So you're gonna be reading a piece of I Am Malala. And it tells you just a little bit about what she had to go through. A group called the Taliban came in and took over her area, and they kind of shut down schools for girls. No females can go to school after